Hello, hello. I think it is hilarious that I am making videos that have anything to do with finances because I have no business giving anyone advice on finances, but I do have a story to tell and I am a learner, and in the process of learning how to pay off my student loans and grow towards financial freedom, I have read so many books, listened to so many podcasts, talked to mentors on finance stuff. And so I want to tell you about 5 steps that I have implemented over time. Well, the 5th step I'm working on, but implemented to work towards getting debt-free and building a financially free future. So here is my journey. If you haven't seen my last video about living over 4 years with no paycheck, go watch that video first. I'll link it in the description box. But the reason is because you need to see that I was making no income and traveling the world doing humanitarian stuff while I had student loan debt from grad school. And it's all about the testimonies of how God provided. But in this video, I'm gonna tell you the nitty-gritty about how to get debt-free, because these are things that are a consolidation of everything I've learned from different financial gurus, and these are tips and tricks that will help you no matter what kind of lifestyle or season you're in. So when I got my bachelor's degree, thankfully I was able to take out lots of scholarships. I had work studies, I was working, I graduated debt-free. But unfortunately in grad school, I double majored and it was just a lot harder to get all the necessary funding. I did have a research assistantship, but scholarships were just harder to come by. So I ended up having to take over $20,000 in debt out just to be able to continue with my programs. And so I graduated grad school in 2018 and I went into missions with over 20K in debt. And I have just come out of that season, and as of April of this year, I am 100% debt-free. So here is 5 steps that I have implemented to get debt-free and start working towards financial freedom. And here's how you can join in that journey with me. Step number 1 is to invite God into your financial journey. So many times we are striving and straining and we are so stressed about money. That was an alliteration there. Striving, straining, and stressing. I was not going for that. But let's be honest, it is always so much easier when we simply partner with God. So pray and ask God, God, how can I partner with you towards financial freedom or towards paying off this debt? And I'm telling you, God will get you where you need to go. The real reason you want to partner with God is because it's reminding ourselves that God is ultimately our source. There are 2 ditches on this. Some people totally try to do it all in their own strength and they never invite God into their journey. And then some people just expect that God is going to do everything for them and they never do anything for themselves. Those are both very destructive ditches. But there's this lane in the middle where it's like, I'm doing my part and I'm also praying and seeking God for his help. And of course he's doing his part because he is our Father and he is our provider. But we have to do our part. Okay, step number 2 is to set a monthly budget. And I know no one likes to do this, but one gal I was listening to said, you can make a fun day out of it. Like maybe I'm gonna eat chocolate or go to a favorite coffee shop or do something fun while you're budgeting so that it's kind of motivational and it makes you wanna do that. But no matter how you do it, set a monthly budget and be realistic about it. Like you're not gonna live on $20 worth of food each week. In the current economy, that's not gonna happen, not even on a ramen diet. So just be really super realistic about what you're gonna spend and try to stick to it. And this is also the time that you wanna look at the non-essentials. When you're trying to get out of debt, that's not the time to buy all the things and have all the subscriptions. I understand if you want to have like one TV subscription, but you know what? Sometimes our priorities have to shift. And so when I was making hardly any money and I had 20K in debt to pay off, I didn't have any subscriptions of any kind. I was cooking at home. I didn't eat out very much. I thought and I researched for months before I decided to get a $10 a month gym membership, because even that I was like, well, I could technically work out at home. But in the end I realized, no, I feel more motivated to work out if I go to the gym. But I didn't go to the expensive gym, I went to the cheap gym. And it's not that you can't have nice things and nice subscriptions, it's just about living within your means. Sometimes you have to get really creative, but necessity is the mother of invention. And during those years when I really didn't have much money to spend, my roommates and my friends and I, we would have so much fun for free or for little to no money. But we would do things like game nights, themed parties, dinner parties at home, movie nights. We would do outreaches together where we were going and blessing the city. We worked out together, we went hiking, but I think sometimes we overcomplicate things, and I know that the Western culture is really about consumerism, but there are a lot of worthwhile ways to have fun and to make memories with people that don't involve buying every gadget and having every subscription. I firmly believe in having nice things, but when you need to shore up your finances, sometimes you have to put some of those consumer habits on pause for a while. And then over time, you actually realize, I don't actually need all of those things that I thought I needed. And I think it's okay to have a simple lifestyle and to not spend all your money on stuff, because there's plenty of other valuable things that your money can go towards anyways. Step number 3 is to tackle the debt first and not to take out any debt beyond what is absolutely necessary. Listen, there might be a time in my life where I have a loan again, maybe for a car or a home or something, but we don't just take out loans to get the bigger and better car all the time. Like, it's all about living within your means, and tackling the debt first means putting other financial priorities on hold so that you can be debt-free and financially independent. My car has been the laughingstock of a lot of my friends because I've always driven older cars, and older cars are quirky and they have aesthetic things going on, and they might break down and have issues. But the reality is, as long as your car is halfway dependable, that's really all that matters if you're focused on other financial priorities. Like, I have some friends who have never been in a good financial spot because all of their money goes towards buying new cars and buying nice clothing and fancy places to live. And it's the wrong motivation. For some of these people, it's about keeping up with the Joneses, and it's about the physical appearance. They are wanting to appear successful, but rather than being successful, it's just a facade, it's just an appearance. And my goal is to actually become financially successful. And then I believe over time the appearance will follow. So, it's all about the internal work first, and then the external things come with it. So I had 8 years to pay off my student loans, and I paid them off in 4. You want to make the maximum payments possible, and you want to get the debt out of the way as quick as possible. Do not drag it out because you end up paying so much more in interest. Just do it quick, do it quick, do it quick. You will never have regrets about paying off the debt quickly, but what you might have regrets about is dragging it on into your 90s. And here's where I want to share a little side note for you. For years, I have had a personal conviction that I do not want to carry debt into marriage. I've seen many people close to me really struggle in marriage with finances, or bring financial baggage or other baggage into marriage. And the longer I'm single, the longer I start to realize, not only do I not want to carry debt into marriage, but I don't want to just come into marriage with a consumer mindset that I'm coming for what the other party can give to me. I want to come with assets. I want to come with something I can give to the other party. So just think about the long-term plan. And this also gets into a gender thing. Ladies, this is not to shame any one of us, but sometimes we can think about finances like, oh, my husband will take care of that. I'm not married. I'm 28 years old and I am single as a Pringle. I really thought I would have been married by now. And so you can find yourself in a number of situations where you are responsible for your own financial health. You could be like me, and maybe you are single many years beyond what you thought you'd be single. Or some of my friends have gone through divorce and they found themselves single, or maybe widowed, or just different things. So I just think it's really important that, male or female, if you are an adult, you need to learn about finances. You need to know how to budget, how to set aside money for taxes, how to get debt free, how to save up for the future, how to invest. So that's my little pitch there. No matter your gender, no matter your age, learn about finances. It will only help you. And then even if you are married, you and your partner will be able to work on finances together, and it won't just be one party or zero parties who know things about finances. So it's just a good idea. Learn the things, it'll only help you. And then step number 4 is to learn to live on 80% of your income. I learned how to do this when I was broke as a joke. I had no money, and yet somehow I still found a way to start setting aside 10% into savings, or for some of you, build up a little savings account and then put that 10% straight towards your debt, and then the other 10% tithing. Now, David Ramsey and other similar type groups will typically tell you to do things in this order. First, have a 3 to 6 month emergency fund. Second, pay off your debt. And third, save and invest however you would like to. Dave Ramsey actually says if you have a lot of debt, only set aside $1,000 in your savings account and then pay off debt, and then have a 3 to 6 month emergency fund. But in reality, I did not follow these steps to a T, because while I was living without a paycheck for 4 years, I never had enough money to build up a 3 to 6 month emergency fund. I was living by the seat of my pants every month for 4 years. So I actually got debt free first, and now I'm working on the 3 to 6 month emergency fund. This segues into step number 5, which is to tell your money how to make money. You don't want to just keep on putting money into savings month after month, year after year. Once you have your 3 to 6 month emergency fund, that's sufficient. But beyond that, don't keep on putting money into your savings. And the reason is because even if your savings has a little bit of interest it's gaining, the value of the American dollar is going down over time due to inflation and just a lot of different factors. And so if you leave money in savings, it's actually losing money. So you want to invest your money in something else where it can gain at a quicker rate than the American dollar is losing value. And so this is the step I'm really praying and researching. I have been researching and praying for a long time about investing, because I just have a conviction that as Christians, we need to fund God's kingdom advancement around the world. We don't need to be the indebted ones. We need to be the ones funding. And so I'm like, you know what? I need wealth to do what God wants me to do. I can't be poor. And at the rate I'm making money right now, it'll take me a long time to be able to do anything with my finances. And so tell your money to make money. So you can invest your money. There's so many things you can invest in. You can buy gold, you can buy different assets, you can start a side hustle. And this is where there's different philosophies on how to invest your money. Some people have a philosophy where there is never, ever, ever a reason to have debt. And some people have a philosophy where there is good debt that you can have, where if you, like, say you're buying and flipping homes or things, there's reasons that you can use debt to make more money. And so this really just gets down into step number 1, which is to partner with God and ask Him what you should do with your finances. Because some of you might be gifted in investing in the stock market, or some of you might be really gifted at starting businesses. And so maybe sales or business is how you're going to make your money. So don't think that the way Joe made his money is the way Sally has to make her money. Like, everybody can make their money a different way. It's not a one size fits all, and that's okay. But the important thing here is to not sit on what you've been given. We all know the parable of the talents out of Matthew 25, where a wealthy man gave talents to his servants before going away. And when he returned, the servant he gave 5 talents to had turned him into 10 talents. The servant who he gave 2 talents had turned it into 4 talents, and the servant he had given 1 talent to buried that talent in the ground. And he was mad at that servant and called him wicked, and he took the 1 talent from that servant and he gave it to the servant who had 10, so that he ended up with 11. And he said to the first 2 servants, "Well done, thy good and faithful servant. You have been faithful over little. I will set you over much." So whether it's financial resources or other resources, God wants us to invest and multiply our resources. He does not want us to sit on our resources and do nothing with them. So The 5 steps are: number 1, to invite God into your journey. Number 2, to set a budget and be realistic and then take out unnecessary expenses. Number 3, you want to tackle the debt first. Don't take out any more debt than possible and pay it off as quickly as possible. Number 4, learning to live on 80% of your income, where you're tithing 10% and you're saving 10%. And then number 5, telling your money to make money. I am currently working on both 4 and 5 at the same time. I'm working on beefing up my savings account, and I'm also praying and researching about investing. So let me know what you guys are doing on your financial journeys, and thanks for following along with mine. If you have questions, let me know. Obviously, I can't give financial advice, but I can tell you about my own journey. All right, I hope you have a good day. I will talk to you soon. Bye.